Hello and welcome to another Frost Dual Wield Info and Tips video. It's been a while since my last Info and Tips clip, but I've been tinkering and testing so that I may provide accurate and effective info for all of you out there. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, the spec is pretty basic with the exception of improved blood tap. Why this talent, you ask? Well, it's a free rune every 30 seconds, providing you with more runes for more of those tasty, devastating obliterates, which also provides you with more RP for more frost strikes. So it's a winner in my book. Also, the glyphs are pretty basic: obliterate, howling blast, and frost strike. Others are all up to you. As long as you have those 3 primes, then you are golden. A nice simple macro I use that takes advantage of the improved blood tap is seen here. Using blood tap when it's off of cooldown every time I go to use obliterate, which will be quite often as frost. This makes it so you don't even have to think about it when blood tap's up. It just happens on its own while you're racking up the DPS. Epidemic over virulence. This is a topic I see a lot on forums. In my own opinion, Epidemic wins over. Only reason being is so that when you do use Outbreak, the Blood Plague lasts longer, adding more time to get in some more super obliterates. Most of Frost's damage comes from strikes, not from diseases. But you play how you like, both are fine. That's just my opinion. Mastery and Haste are going to be your core stats. Strength, of course, being your primary, but I'm just talking about gear stat wise. And of course, being aware that you are hit capped, which is 8%, and expertise capped, which is 26/26 when dual wielding. When reforging, I would recommend getting rid of any excess hit and crit first, for these 2 stats are very low, at least by my standards, on the priority list. So as long as you stay hit capped, you're fine. And Killing Machine is pretty much all the crit you need is frost. That'll take care of it, so don't worry about crit at all. Frost DK DPS is all based around your routine, not your rotation, because rotation is kind of out the window. Knowing what to do when this or that happens, making on-the-spot decisions during the fight, but this all becomes easier and easier the more you play and practice. It becomes automatic over time. For example, let's say you have a Rhyme proc, but you have the runes for another obliterate. Use that Rhyme proc first, unless you have a full rune power bar. Then you want to use Frost Strike to get rid of some rune power, then use that free Howling Blast to get the rune power back. Then use that obliterate. Otherwise, what if that obliterate would have procced another Rhyme? You would have lost it. It may sound overly complex, but it really isn't. Just practice and play and you'll see what I mean. Overall, the routine for a Frost DK is to use obliterate as often as possible. Don't use a Howling Blast just because you have a Frost rune available. Save it for an obliterate. That's your main attack. I personally only use a Howling Blast when it's free from Rhyme, or if I actually do need to AoE. Use Frost Strike in between runes, and additionally use Outbreak when it's off of cooldown during boss fights to get in some super obliterates. A nice DPS tip I have to offer is the Super Ghoul. Not many DKs use their Ghoul for DPS, but instead save it for an emergency heal with Death Pact. While this is not bad in some cases, the Ghoul can be a powerful DPS boost when needed. When you summon your Ghoul, it takes a snapshot of your current stats and rises with those boosts. This includes Bloodlust, potions, procs, trinkets, whatever. So summoning your Ghoul when you have the most DPS buffs possible, in most cases in the beginning or end of an encounter, is the most effective. Some add-ons that I use are mainly X Pro unit frames, just for the look, it looks nice and pretty, and DKM for my runes. And I also use mic scrolling battle text to get the way my damage looks. It's all aesthetic, it doesn't really do anything special, it just makes everything look nice, in case some viewers might want to know. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment or send me a message personally. Thank you for watching, and I hope some of this info may be beneficial to you or someone you know. See you all in game.